What's the creepiest thing that followed you home? I thought the scratching noises were just branches hitting my window until I found tiny handprints on the glass. They were too small to be human, too perfect to be fake, and they were on the inside. It started when I moved into a cheap studio apartment near campus. The landlord mentioned the previous tenant left suddenly, but didn't say why. I found some of her stuff still there. A broken phone charger, some textbooks, and a journal with the last few pages ripped out. I threw it all in a box, planning to toss it later. The first week was normal. Then my cat started acting weird. She'd stare at the corner near my closet for hours, pupils huge, making this low growl I'd never heard before. Sometimes she'd bolt from the room like something chased her. I figured she was just adjusting to the new place. But then I started waking up at exactly 3:17 every morning. Not 3:15 or 3:20, always 3:17. I'd lie there, heart pounding, feeling like someone was watching me. One night I grabbed my phone to check the time and saw movement in the camera reflection. Something small and dark scurrying across my ceiling. I convinced myself it was a mouse or maybe a bat. Called maintenance, but they found nothing. No droppings, no nests, no entry points. The guy even laughed and said I was the third person this year to complain about noises in this unit. That should have been my warning. Things escalated fast after that. I'd find my stuff moved. My keys in the freezer, my laptop under the bed, my toothbrush in the kitchen sink. The previous tenant's journal kept showing up in random places, even though I swore I threw it out. One morning I found it open on my pillow, turned to a page that just said, "They live in the walls," written over and over. I installed a cheap security camera, thinking I'd catch whatever was messing with me. What I saw made me pack everything that same night. The footage showed me sleeping peacefully until 3:17. Then these things started coming out of a crack in the wall near my closet. They looked like dolls at first, maybe 6 inches tall, with porcelain faces and tiny black eyes. But they moved wrong, too fluid, too alive. There were 5 of them. They crawled across my floor, up my bed frame, and just stood there watching me sleep. One of them touched my face with its little hand, and I shifted in my sleep but didn't wake up. They stayed until 4 o'clock exactly, then scurried back into the wall like roaches fleeing light. I left that morning and crashed at my friend's place. But when I unpacked my bag, I found one of them tucked between my clothes. It was completely still, like an actual doll, but I could feel it watching me. I threw it in the dumpster behind a McDonald's and drove to my parents' house 3 states away. That was 2 weeks ago. Last night, I woke up at 3:17 again. There were tiny handprints on my childhood bedroom window. From the inside. My mom found me sleeping in my car this morning and thinks I'm having a breakdown. She doesn't understand why I won't go back inside. The worst part? I looked up the previous tenant online. Found her Instagram. Her last post was a selfie in that same apartment. Caption said, "They're getting bigger." That was 6 months ago. She hasn't posted since. Sometimes I still feel them watching. And every night at 3:17, I wake up and check my windows.